So we're going to send an email summary every Friday from our Google Sheet, and it's going to include a few pieces of data. Now, I want to share with you a little trick right away that's going to make your life a way better in Google Sheets. So basically, we have an employee, we have departments, we have tasks completed, hours worked, and we really want to know per department, for each department, each day, how many tasks were completed, how many hours were worked, what's the revenue, right? So what you might think you have to do is when you enter the data, you have to create a new tab every single time, and you're going to create a ton of tabs. You're going to make a new tab every day or every week, and then you're going to email every Friday, hey, this is the tab I need to do. So you're looking at that tab, you're getting the data, and then you're going over it. Well, here's the trick. Put everything into one tab. Put the date here, put the employees, the departments, the tasks, everything in one tab. Why is that? Because then we can create views of this data. And we don't have to figure out what is the name of the tab that we're looking for. The tab is always going to be the same. So let's call this Friday for our Friday report. And we're going to take a single week, and we're going to say, hey, SUMIFS marketing, SUMIFS tasks, all that stuff. Okay, so let's say we want marketing, we want sales, and we want support equals SUMIFS. And the range is going to be, actually I like to use some ifs, that's a little bit easier structure. Sum range is going to be task completed. Criteria range is going to be this date. And the criteria, well, it's going to be that this date. Now here's where we get a little weird. I want to do something else. Actually, I want to do equals filter for this. This is because I want to do, hey, this week, what did we do? So we're just going to filter the tasks completed first by the department is equal to whatever we're looking for. So marketing, and we're going to say this date, we're going to say week num is equal to week num of today. What is this? This is saying whatever week we're in the year, and it's going from 1 to 52, whatever week we're in today, get all the dates there. And actually, it's going to get 0. I noticed there's no dates here, so we're going to add a little bit more data. And so it says no matches were found. So let's add a bit more data here. We're going to assume today is Friday, but actually today is Monday when I'm recording this video. And now we have some data, right? And this will actually include, if we copy and pasted this and said, okay, everybody reported tomorrow as well. Now we have 10 and 10. So this filter, we just want to sum up the filter. There we go. Now, for marketing, we're going to do exactly the same thing. And support, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So all of the filtered results are coming in. We're getting the sum of tasks completed. So this is tasks and hours. You can actually just write tasks and hours. And for the hours, we want to get column E. So let's copy this whole thing and get data E to E. So now we have tasks, hours, and this is all this week. So anytime we send this, it's going to get the data this week. This is the Friday. We can also call this week, whatever we want to call it. We know that this data is going to stay up to date every single week. If there was 0, meaning maybe it's Monday and nobody's reported yet, it's going to show 0. Cool. So now we have that data that we want to send. Let's start sending an email. Let's go to extensions, AppScript. So let's call this send report on Friday. And our function, we need some variables. We need that data that we're going to send. So we need marketing tasks, sales tasks, support tasks, marketing hours, sales hours, and support hours. So let's create those variables, support tasks. And these are going to be very simple to get. We know exactly the tab they're in. We know exactly the row and the column. So we're going to do spreadsheet app.get active spreadsheet.get sheet by name. And the name is week. Again, just whatever the name of your tab is that you're looking at here. We've created a little dashboard. We're going to get it and get range. Now here's 2 options. We could put in integers, meaning we want row 2, column 2, or we can just say B2. B2. That might be a little bit easier to read. I recommend it if you're starting out coding to do that for. The other option is that all of your letters, they turn to numbers. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. And we just do something that looks like this. B2 is 2:2, but not with the quotes 2:2. And then say row and column, and it's just an integer, a number. This comma 2 is the same as B2. So let's just do B2. So that's all of our tasks. Let's get our hours as well. We can copy paste this whole thing again. And I'm going to show you a little trick too. We can highlight tasks here and then Command D 2 times. And now I'm going to change that all to hours in one stroke. And we just need to do C column here. So B2, Command D, change it to C2, easy, done. All 3 lines are done in one go. So there's all of our variables. How do we send an email? This is really easy. Gmail app, send email. We're going to need 3 things. We're going to need to know who it's to, a subject, and a body of the email. So let's create those variables above it so that at the very end we can say, hey, send an email. So who is it to? Variable 2. Now this could be any email address. I'm going to send it to myself as the owner of the spreadsheet. So spreadsheet app, get active spreadsheet, get owner, get email. This is a programmatic way to get the email of whoever the spreadsheet is. If you're writing this app script for someone else who owns the spreadsheet, they've created it, this is really awesome to be able to just say, whoever owns this spreadsheet, send it to them. Our subject, I want to add here, weekly report, and add new date. So every email I get from this is going to have the exact date that it's being sent. I can format this if I want, utilities.formatDate. I can choose this new date, whatever the time zone is of the spreadsheet. I'm going to use that. Get active spreadsheet, get spreadsheet time zone, and then I'm going to put in a format. So let's put in day/year/mm for month in parentheses. So now we have who it's to, what the subject is with the date. We can actually even have different words here. For example, maybe we want to put the word Friday. So I think that's going to be DDD. So this is a link to the date formats. Day name in week is just the letter big E. It's 3 E's. So that'll be like Tuesday, Wednesday. We want month, MMM. Let's do 4 M's to get the full word. And then we want a day in the month, which is a lowercase d, DD. So that'll be like 7. And the year is just going to be YYY. So let's save that and see what it'll look like when we end up sending the actual email. We have an errand, comma. Okay, let's start creating this body. We want to take all of these variables we have, put them in some kind of email. Now, it could be fairly simple text. We could say variable body equals, here's the report of the week, and do a slash for a new line. And we can marketing tasks, colon. Now we can start creating plus marketing tasks, or hours, tasks, plus a new line, marketing hours. So let's put those maybe next to each. I'm going to actually combine these just so that it makes it a little visually easier to see that we're adding marketing tasks. Let's put that new line right there at the beginning. And then we want to add 2 more lines, or 4 more lines for each of the other things. So we can take this marketing. See, when I highlight it, it's going to highlight the other instances. So I'm going to highlight this one, Command D 3 times, sales. I'm going to go back and capitalize the S in sales here. Again, go over to marketing. This is sort of a weird little hack to have a little bit faster editing of multiple things. Okay, so now here's the report of the week, and here's all the data in our report. Let's try to run it. So what I like to do when I'm creating these automations, this is an automatic email report. Let's rename that. I like to run it first and tell the person who's getting it, hey, I'm going to try this, say on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. If you like what you see, we're going to set it up every Friday. The setting up of automation here is so easy. It's going to be so quick. So I like to run it and really see what I get. And then when I automate it, it's going to run that exact thing every time. So I've selected my function here, click run. I'm going to authorize everything, and it's going to give me any errors or any issues here. But it looks like it's sent. And here's what that email looks like. Oh, I got a range. So that's good that I'm testing this out, because we're getting the get range of all these. We actually need to get the value. So add get value. Very simple thing to forget. Just add get value at the end. We're just getting that range. Hit save. Hit run again. Now here's what it looks like. Very simple text report. Here's the report of the week. Here's Monday, November 10, 2025. Perfect. That's when I'm recording this video. Very nice email. Very simple email, right? If you want to add more to it, we can do something where we add an HTML body to this and turn this all into HTML, just literally writing the HTML out little by little. This one, though, sending a text report, looks like I'm doing it by hand. No one will be the wiser if you're setting this up for automation and telling them you're doing this report every week. So let's create the automation. This is going to save you a ton of headaches, a ton of time. Once everybody puts in that information on Friday at 5 p.m., you want to send out this report. Let's do it. Go over to the left side. Go down to triggers. On the bottom right, click add trigger. Choose which function to run. At this moment, it's going to be called send report on Friday. Event source, we're going to change to time driven. Scroll down, we're going to change to week timer. Every Friday is our select day of the week. And what time? Well, we want to do it 5 to 6 p.m. at the end of the workday, between the hours of 5 and 6. This will not send exactly at any particular time every week, but it will be between that time, 5 to 6 p.m. Essentially what happens is every time you set this up for the first time, it's going to pick a random number, and then it's going to go to that number every time. So if you do daily, like if you do daily between 5 and 6, it would pick a random number, then run every 24 hours from then. That's the idea there. So hit save, and now we have a trigger. Now this trigger, if it goes, Aaron has errors or anything, you'll see an error rate here, or the owner of the email might get an error email. Also, if you want to edit this, click on the edit trigger. Again, just come back to trigger, and it'll be here, edit trigger. You can edit the time, change the time, or click the 3 dots and delete the trigger if you're like, hey, I don't need to send this report anymore, or I want to do it on a different day, and I need to do completely different trigger, delete trigger, and create a new trigger. But you can also just edit it if you want to do a different function, if you want to change the day of the week or the time. You can edit or delete. Hopefully that's been awesome for you to learn how to take some data, put it all in the same tab, pick out a little dashboard, create that for yourself so you have those numbers readily available, and then email them every single Friday. And if you're looking to do more with AppScript, you're really interested in this stuff, check out my Master Spreadsheet Automation course on Udemy. Hours and hours of really fine detailed learning. There's a core 3 hours there that's going to teach you the absolute basics of automations. Like literally, it'll go through a couple minutes of dot notation, square brackets, these ranges, these little tiny things. And then we're going to send emails and all this other stuff. And actually, you can even connect to APIs, get data from other places into Sheets, or send data out from Sheets. Really, really cool stuff. Check out that course on Udemy down below. I'll put a link down below. You're watching Better Sheets here on YouTube. Make sure you check out this video or this video and subscribe right now to get more tips, tricks, how-tos, get more out of your Google Sheets than you ever have before. I'm excited to be making a ton more videos here. Ask me questions down in the comments and I will answer them in future videos. But for right now, right here, one of these videos is going to be your next Google Sheet.